then I had this feeling like I need to let her know everything that happened, ever. And bro, when I tell you, I would have rather been shot. That was one of or the worst day I've ever experienced when I laid it all out there. Hey, welcome to the Legin Podcast, man. Thanks for being a part of this, man. You made it, man. We in here, man. We making this happen. So thanks for being here. This whole season is about your story matters, and we believe that God can turn all things around. That's why we talking about transformational stories. We are a member of the NRT Podcast Network. Today's episode is about marriage, why it matters, and how we, as younger Black men, are having successful marriages today when it feels like that's not a regular thing. This episode is sponsored by a group of colleges. One is Aviation Institute of Maintenance, a nationwide college that is training people to fill the gap in the aviation industry fixing planes. In the regional area of Virginia, Centura College, training people on trades such as medical professions as well as massage therapy. And then right in Norfolk, Virginia, Tidewater Tech, that's teaching HVAC as well as car maintenance and all those type of things. You're looking for a good job, those are the places to go. Those are my folks. Holla at them. Also sponsored by Chick-fil-A, Broad Creek Crossing in Norfolk, Virginia, where I frequent. Good food, you know the deal. But if you also are looking for a good job, the owners and the leaders there are great people and they really take care of you. Y'all, man, you might pull up and I might be in that joint eating. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see you in there and you say, yo, I watch your podcast, I'll buy you a small fry just because I'm generous like that. You know what I mean? And I'll buy you some Chick-fil-A sauce. Right? That didn't work. Okay. Listen, thank you for joining us for the episode today. And I hope this inspires you for better marriage stories versus the ones that we hear a lot or the ones we've even experienced. We're not trying to put ourselves out there as experts, but we have successful, happy marriages, man. And we want to throw out that story and inspire people that, it's possible. And I hope this is helpful for you. So enjoy the show. Hey, what's going on with you?
What's up?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Legin Podcast. We're glad you're here. I'm your host, Legin. To my right, your left, JB Harrison.
Hey.
Right? To your left, my left, your right, Trevor Lucas.
That's me.
King Louis, Anomaly Art Studio.
Yeah.
Listen, we're glad you're here. The reason why, if this is your first time here, first of all, go do 5 stars and share it because we want to get all the likes out the way and all that, and we don't be thinking about promo in the back.
We on Yelp.
So do a Yelp review, Google all the things.
All of it.
And share this with your people. Mm-hmm. So the reason why we're here is because we believe God can turn all things around. Legend is my name, Nigel, spelled backwards. For that reason, Christ turned my life around. So we're sharing about how that happened for us in culture as we just dive into a bunch of different topics. So you'll see the topic in the show notes and all that stuff. But we just going in, just talking about stuff we dealing with, like conversations we would have had at the crib anyway. We just put a mic up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of this. So we inviting you into that. Welcome. Glad you're here. Love you. God loves you too. So the last episode, Jay had the privilege to tell his story. And I wanted to kind of pick back up and then transition into that. Mm-hmm. Thinking about what's the healthiest way. Share this story about how he lost his wife due to health complications, our friend Leslie, and how God led him through that. It was a dark season where suicide was an option, came out of that. And on the other end, God turned things around, not only in his relationship with God and his family. He's got a beautiful family, a beautiful wife, and an amazing story of just how things turn around when they seem like they can't. Pick us up there and bring us to where you're at in your marriage today. And we're going to get into our topic today, which is how in the world are we making marriage work right now when it seems like it's falling apart left and right?
Oh, man.
When a lot of our friends, peers, and people younger just, it's just not working.
Yeah.
It seems like anyway. Mm-hmm. How are we working hard to try to make it work right now? So.
Yeah, and as you said, working hard, man. Working hard.
Sweat.
Yeah. So, for
labor job.
Yeah, oh man. I work in overtime.
Well, overtime. No pay.
But
no. Well, there is pay.
It's got benefits.
Benefits.
Benefits. I don't know if we got paid, but we definitely got benefits.
Got benefits.
Yeah.
So and I'll say, man, for me, we're learning how to navigate. How to navigate in our household, how to navigate as far as knowing how somebody feels. Like I know when I done made her mad. I know when I done pissed off. She don't have to say nothing.
Not a word.
But I know she.
You know, once you say the thing or did the thing, I already know what. Yeah, her face ain't even. She ain't even did this yet. Like you already like, God dang it, that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
So it's that navigation piece, man. Yeah. For me, still having to deal not as much as I had to, before, but still navigating through, my first marriage, navigating through that, and we were talking earlier. So when my wife passed, I got a hold of her wedding ring.
I ain't know this either, bro.
So I got a hold of her wedding ring, and a friend of mine was a jeweler, and I got in touch with her, and so I had the wedding ring made into a pendant, and the pendant has all diamonds around it, had Leslie's birth date and our anniversary and all that on the pendant.
Crazy.
And I would wear that all the time after she passed. I would even wear that in my new relationship with my new wife.
She knew what it was.
She knew what it was.
Okay.
Now, she gave me the space to wear it. Did it hurt her and beat her up probably every day that I wore it?
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not about, it wasn't because hurt her and beat her up because she's selfish or any of those things.
Nah, not at all.
But it's just the fact of knowing that basically at the end of the day, my husband is still in love with another woman.
Yeah.
And having to deal with that process. Yeah. And now the key to it is this, not the fact that he's in love with another woman that's living.
Yeah.
But one that's no longer here.
Right.
How do you, if women, if your husband was with another woman and he was cheating or whatever with a woman that was still alive, you can handle that a couple different ways.
Yeah.
If you want to run up on her, you could.
You could. Right,
if you want to have a conversation or whatever.
Yeah.
But
there's a potential to cut this off.
Yes.
Right.
But how do you do that we'll just say from my wife's standpoint.
Yeah.
Bruh,
with someone that is no longer here.
Because here's the part for me, like, Talisha's an amazing woman, great friend. Like, she's wonderful, right? There's like, I think about what is she going through, about thoughts about herself while she's giving you space to because you said she never even brought it up.
Like, she gave me that space.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did you bring it up? Did anyone say anything? No one said anything.
So it was never, she would know around that time of the year. She would, and it would get to the point for her, she would have to tiptoe. Because she didn't know how to approach it.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, how do I go to him and just ask if he's okay?
Right. Oh, yeah, okay. Even check on him.
If he's okay, and not even. And for her, it had to get to the place to where she thought I was in a space to where she could have a conversation with me about, well, babe, this is what this does to me when you feel like this, or around this time of the year, or when you wear that necklace.
Yeah.
This is how I feel about that. Or this is how I feel about your social media page because you still have the picture up of... Now, we're married now.
Yeah. That's the part. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're married now.
Yeah.
But you still have the picture up of your first wife and not me and not our family. So she never really approached me with that. That's something she ate.
And she got the pressure from her people like, yo, what's going on? And then she's defending to give him space and eating it silently.
Still haven't had a conversation with you? To this day?
So,
okay.
Eventually we had the conversation.
Okay, good.
But the conversation wasn't something that she brought up.
You did.
It was a conversation of, and it was mutual, but it was never a thing to where, babe, you need to do this.
Yeah.
You need to stop wearing that necklace. You need to change your social media.
She ate it the whole time.
And here's the thing that's crazy, because she was well within her right at any point.
Oh. She was.
You know what I mean? And depending on where you come from, like, now, she of course she should have given you that space. Or why did she give you that space?
How long should she give you the space?
Right. All that spectrum of argument and opinion.
Yeah.
I think she's amazing. In another situation, it's not appropriate to get that space for somebody else, right? But she gave you that space and sacrificially ate it because she's also
ate it.
And
ate it for years.
For years, bro.
You know the closest thing to this? My bad.
I think no, you good. I just wanted to give her her flowers because
absolutely.
She did not have to serve you that way.
Nope, not at all.
And she did. And because if she said, listen, you got until this day, she would have been, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go do some count, let's figure it out. But after this, I'm done. And you got until December this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was totally within her rights.
Yeah. If we had sound effects like horns or clapping or something, this is where we probably should insert that in for her.
We need a button.
Yeah,
we need the thing.
We need a button.
Actually, I thought about that. Like, we ain't do it yet. We just like a sound effects joint because I got some clips from movies. I want to not get sued and hit things.
Yeah. You know the closest thing to that, it's not the same thing, but the closest thing to it that I know of is the whole Jada Pinkett and Tupac situation.
Man,
it's nothing the same.
So with her being married now,
right? And she keeps
to Will,
but she's out of pocket in how she brings it up, and that's out of pocket. But I'm just saying, I was able to hear how someone would feel about a situation like that.
No, I see where you're going. I thought you were somewhere else.
No, sir. I'm gonna tiptoe on this.
Yeah, we gonna let that be. But
but she ate it for years.
Crazy.
Even to the point to where one year she told me, she said, I really want to, when it comes down to that time of the year again, around the time that, Leslie's passing or whatever.
Yeah.
I would like for us to go somewhere. Take a trip, a vacation or whatever. Just that way
we go through it together.
Yes. To get your mind off of it.
Okay.
Or we can go do it together.
That's good.
But in a different space.
She's amazing, bro.
Oh, man.
That's great.
And so it was one of those things, man, to where she was a trooper in that situation.
Did that bring comfort to you, the way that she handled it?
It did.
That's good.
And I think the thing about it was I never realized that.
Right.
I didn't realize what I was putting her through.
Yep.
With trying to deal with my own baggage issues
that we should have unpacked together.
But you know what that brings us, right? Is because we wanted to talk about the stuff you're committing to make marriage work now. Mm-hmm. And like the man you are today, I've known you for a long time. Committed to God. You've always been committed to family, but committed to God, committed to family. And the freedom that you have as far as like even walking in who God's made you to be. Yeah. To even getting up on stage and preaching the sermon.
Yeah,
bro. JB, the thought lightning was coming down to strike the stage.
Gosh almighty.
He got up there and did it. And so like her willingness to walk with you, sacrificial lamb style, gave you the space to become who you are because she was loving you through it in a way that hurt her.
Damn.
And she kept
going.
But you can't do that without a commitment that come hell or high water, I'm committed
for better
to
for
you.
worse.
Right. You can't unless you take them words and them words hurt sometimes. When you commit to another flawed human being with the baggage. And you
say, don't know what that worse is.
Right. You don't know what. Yeah, you said that was great. You don't know what worse is.
Right.
So and she made that commitment. So shout out to her. We're gonna come circle back on that. Bring us up, man. Like there was something you wanted to hit on as we get into
the relationship piece.
Yeah, how we making marriage work today. But you had some stuff you wanted to get off your chest.
I'll say this: the world doesn't hold marriage on the pedestal that it deserves anymore.
Right.
It doesn't hold family on the pedestal that it deserves anymore. Right. And speaking of that baggage and stuff that we carry going into a relationship, I had a baggage going into my relationship. People see so this is my turn to kind of talk about my relationship. Right? Okay. So people will see our relationship and folks, I've heard people say relationship goals. I heard them say, man, y'all this, that. People always hold our relationship at a high standard. Which I guess they should. We do well. You know what I mean? I love my wife. My wife loves me. But what a lot of people don't realize is I had, just like she had, baggage, just like everyone else. This is our second marriage as well, But I've been with my wife since 2003.
Oh,
So
wait.
we 20 years.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
The way you said 2003, you kind of
Like I wasn't sure.
2003.
The inflection.
It was 2003. Sir.
There
Blur
it
his
is.
face
Yes,
out.
sir.
Yeah,
Change
blur
his
his-
voice.
Nah, it was
Protect the innocent.
2003.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
There it is.
I
There it
met her 2003. Solid. So we've been together 20 years, married for 10. When she met me, I just got out of a situation with my ex, and I'm trying to pick up the pieces as well. But what she didn't know, she's dealing with a guy who's dealt with childhood trauma, baggage, something else throw in the bag, dealt with molestation, throw that in the bag, my bad. Throw that in the bag because, insecurities, throw that in there. Old drug addictions, throw that in there. Whole bunch of stuff thrown in the bag that I didn't deal with in my first marriage. Me and my first marriage, we fighting through each other's demons and each other. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not knowledgeable enough to, and I wasn't choosing Christ like I should have then as my blueprint of how to deal with this.
For sure.
I'm just trying to handle it as it goes. So coming into that relationship, having those bags that I didn't unpack with her, I still have my issue with flirting because my insecurities. You feel what I'm saying? I still have, because that's how I would feed it. Because what a lot of women may not know, we deal with insecurities just like y'all may have, but we deal with it differently.
Big facts.
We may want to see how many women we can rack up to make us feel better. We may start thugging to feel like we more of a man. We may, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We react differently.
Same tree, different branches.
There you go. So in learning these things, as we got through our marriage, we've always had a relationship where we would communicate. We always talk to each other. Now, there were some things that I never said. There were some things that I was still trying to figure out. There was baggage that I didn't, know to unzip and show up. But either way, so in going through that, I can't have a relationship, a conversation, and still sit up here and act like my relationship is as perfect as everyone may see it. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's perfect in the terms of me and her work through
Right.
things whenever we run into it.
Right.
But it's not perfect in the sense of we don't run into things or I don't cause problems. I was put into a situation, I put myself in a situation where I had an emotional relationship with someone else while married. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I never cheated on Van sexually ever.
Right.
When we were married.
Yeah, I got you.
But as in dating, yes. So she found that out. So upon finding that out, that puts something on a woman that makes her feel more insecure.
Right.
That gives her issues within herself. So I had to try to build my way back up from that cheating episode when we were dating. I felt like I successfully did that. Then you get married later on, and you around here on the phone, keying and doing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you this: as soon as you hide a text, you're already too deep.
It's a wrap, bro.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
As soon as you hide a text, you're already too deep.
Yeah.
But anyway,
if she can't log into your joint and read your DMs,
too far.
It's a wrap, bro.
You're too far.
Yep.
So with
She
that,
not
and
gonna
I
understand. They're not saying that.
right, no,
You gone, bro.
No.
Too late.
So I'm just having this conversation out loud so we can understand how we're able to work through and do life together the way that y'all see it. Okay. So in having that situation, I'm feeding something that I still have issues with. Still love my wife. I'm not having no issues with my wife. This ain't why I'm doing this. It's just something that I'm dealing with.
Something else.
So I'm gonna take it to the next part to not talk up the whole thing because you still got to talk. But after she found out about that, of course,
Talking about the emotional piece.
the emotional piece.
Yeah, gotcha.
After she found out about that, found the text message and things like that, I'm in a position to where is my wife gonna leave me?
Right.
Are we gonna work this out? So it turned out, as you can see, we're working this out. We were able to talk through it. And with that, I felt like it was very important. This is how me and my wife work. We gonna talk through all of it.
Yeah.
Because if this shoe was on the other foot, first of all, if I'm being honest, I don't know if I could deal with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah.
It's very hypocritical.
100%.
But
metrics are not, the scales ain't just.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we're wired a little differently when it comes to that.
It's a territorial thing, right?
Yeah.
So
and it's not fair.
It's not fair
at all.
But I'm just being honest.
But it is real.
And I did say I don't know. But part of it is I got some questions. We gonna talk about this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to know the whys and whats.
Right.
So what do I look like? Because this is the thing. A lot of people done caught their man cheating or their woman cheating, and they decided to stay together. The apologies was made, and they keep on moving. But no. There's still some unfinished business.
Yep.
There's still some conversation that needs to be had.
You didn't come home by this time. Where were you?
Boom. Bro, now I'll do stuff. When I leave the house, due to what I did, the bed that I made, hey, I'm at Johnny's house. Johnny, say hey. Yeah, his kids up in here. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You find my iPhone, you see where I'm at? I'm right here. The address I told you I'm at.
So I'm more extra than I used to be.
Right. It's good, bro.
And I'm just speaking to the guys, like, you know, there is more to it.
Yeah, man.
So my wife had asked me questions. I'm talking every day. Some nights, you know, we up late, we talking about it. We, you know, questions that a little, you know, but you put yourself in this position.
Right, do it.
I've also been able to sit up and I hear my wife crying. Because this is a process.
Jeez.
This is a process to push through. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like the bottom of the toilet. You get what I'm saying?
Bruh.
So the thing is, us as men, we have certain insecurities and baggage we bring into the relationship.
Yeah.
We act out in certain ways. Now, you got some men that's just dirt bags and this was they plan anyway. I'm going to be out here and get all I can get till I can't get it no more.
Right.
But I still think that's a deeper problem that needs to be assessed.
What happened to you?
What happened to you
that makes that
you
your
feel,
worldview?
Right.
Right.
Why did you get married if you felt like you still had that going on? So it's certain questions. We got to be real with ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we marry somebody, we got to be real with them through the good and the bad.
Yeah.
We sit and have these conversations and we assure them, we rebuild and we lift them back up, especially if we was the one that did the tearing down.
Big facts.
So our relationship is amazing, has always been amazing, even through the foolishness that I brought on it, even through the foolishness that life has brought on it, because we communicate, we get together, we are one, and we figure out how to resolve these problems. If that's what we choosing to do, if we choosing to do that. Now, if it's too much for you, you feel like you ain't gonna handle it, you're gonna have to get me back and all this good stuff, maybe we need to go on ahead.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I said all that to say this. We're going to go through things. No one is perfect. I had a friend of mine and I ended up telling him that, yeah, bro, I had a little moment. And because he was talking so much trash about dudes that step out or do a little extra. And I understand.
Yeah, right.
But I had to tell him because he looks up to me in a certain way. Bro, I was one of them people.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got into further conversation. But either rate, to end it off, me and my wife have been through multiple things. Financially, physically, emotionally. But I wouldn't want to go through it with nobody else.
And that's the part, man. Yeah. Like it's the commitment. It's what are you committed to through this? Like is there a line I've drawn that says, if you get close to this, I'm gonna start sliding out and looking for other things, stepping over here.
We need to talk about that first.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, or is this line like, listen, if this does happen, I'm committing to working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, even if you cross the understandable, all right, now it's time to bounce line.
Yeah.
Are we still going to, like, can we, you know what I'm saying? Because we
Yep.
promised.
Yep.
We committed.
Yep.
And, you know, that's different for different people. I think scripture gives you some outs if people cross certain lines. But, like,
Yeah,
I know some people who, like, those lines were crossed and they said, I can leave, but I want to try to forgive and make this work because I gave my life to you. Like, and I honor that too. And I honor that more. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, man, that's it. So, I mean, for me, my wife and I, today is our anniversary, actually.
Hey,
today.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, man.
17 years a day, man.
Well, I'm going to say happy anniversary to you. Tia.
That's not.
Only because me and Tia have a certain type of relationship.
This is a thing in the
She understands.
Yeah,
though.
as long as she understands.
Happy anniversary.
She walk in the door taking shots at him. This is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm surprised she let you come out here, man.
You know, she ain't over here. But
I won't say anything.
that's why we blurred his face.
This is not gonna be released till later.
Okay. Especially if she knew I was here.
I need you to come home and you can't cancel the But nah, so we good, man. Like our stuff was early on in dating, and we had a high school jaunt, 12th grade, started dating.
Y'all together in high school.
We met in 7th grade.
Wow,
we met in 7th grade.
That's wholesome.
It was in no way romantic or cute because she didn't like me back then.
Oh, gotcha.
But
okay.
and I was a little weird back then. Unlike any other middle school boy, I was weird.
Okay.
And so we didn't start dating till 12th. Mm-hmm. But when we started dating, like we locked in. Like I'm hanging with the homies less. Like it's that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it got to the point where I was so in love with her. And so young, it scared me. And I was like, I was taught I'm supposed to go out here and like knock everything down I can.
Right.
2, I'm just afraid of, I love this so much, I think I'm gonna mess it up anyway. So let me just dip before I mess it up.
I got you. Okay.
And made some mistakes, ran around, did some things. We brought our share of crap into it.
Okay.
But I always I fall on the sword because I was leading with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was messing up. And I broke up with her actually through a traumatic period of her life because I was just being selfish. Like, I got to get out of here before I mess this up anyway. And a bunch
High
of
school still?
No, this is after high school.
Okay.
So we graduated.
Got you.
Probably about halfway through her college experience.
Okay.
And so when we broke up, I'm out here just being me or whatever. 8 months later or so, she's on a date with somebody. And my homeboy's there. And he calls me like, yo, Tia's having dinner with some dude. What you want me to do? I was like, mess it up, bro.
What you think, cuz?
What you think, big dog?
Told me what you did.
Right. So he leaning over the little booth like, hey, Tia. Hey, what's up, big dog? Hey, man, Tia, Nigel miss you, man. Like messing the whole thing. Shout out to the whole. Appreciate you, bro. Super petty.
King Petty.
pH Ivory level petty.
Yeah, that's
and she called me like, yo, what are you doing? I was like, yo, please come over. I begged her. Like, she came over and we got back together. Like,
wow.
And so,
dang, homeboy ran the great interference.
I mean, listen, the greatest block of all time on multiple levels.
Matumbo, not in my house.
Just form.
Not in my house.
Not in my house, bro. He got that out that house so I could build my house.
Good
Praise
stuff.
God. And preach. And you know what I mean? So we got back together. But she was like, listen, I'm going back to church. I ain't playing. You going with me? You gotta go to church. I'm like, I'm going to church. Yeah. I'll go to church, man. All right. So we started going back to church. And then, stuff with my dad happened. And episode 1, if you want to know that.
She said she got you lined up.
She got me lined up, bro. God used this woman to line me up.
He lined you up.
And eventually God got a hold of me and my whole life changed. Yep. Now what happened, as God was changing me, this idea of confession. You know what I mean? And one day, man, we were somewhere and I saw somebody and me and this person had some experiences and I was like, and I just won't go say nothing because she didn't need to know it's over. I'm changed. I'm a different person. And it's something with him is like, you need to let her know what you've done and who you were. And I confessed something and she's like, and just the look of like disgust, like, really? Like, and I'm like, yeah.
Dang.
And then I had this feeling like, I need to let her know everything that happened, ever. Stuff that has nothing to do with her.
Let's reveal it all.
And stuff that happened with,
all in the same sitting?
Huh?
All in the same sitting?
Same setting,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
So I sat her down and I'm like, I'm gonna tell you everything about me that I never confessed when I left this one time where I went, stuff you don't even know about, stuff that has nothing to do with you. I'm just gonna say everything about who I am and who I was, and whatever, who I'm leaving, who I'm turning away from. Yeah. And bro, when I tell you, I would have rather been shot than to have that conversation. When you said, like, I feel like the bottom of the toilet. Yeah. That was one of or the worst day I've ever experienced when I laid it all out there. And I'm looking at her face of like this. She disgust. You know what I mean? She ain't give me the space.
Oh, she didn't give you no I was gonna say, was she forgive?
Yeah, Talisha, like, you just take your time and heal. She's like, ew. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you know what I mean? Right. And bro, I'm talking about grown man tears. Like while I'm telling.
Okay.
But there was something about me like I need to get this out.
It's good.
Just hear. Basically, here's my baggage.
That's it. Here go this. Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? And I know yours. Like you gotta carry on. I gotta check in, jump. But here's what we talking about.
Yep.
And but I never regret doing that.
Good.
Because what you said about trust, and this is what I heard anyway. Forgiveness is given. Trust is earned.
Absolutely.
And the honesty, the vulnerability, I want a life where I have nothing.
I'm putting it all on the line.
That's all on the line.
All on the
Here's
table.
the phone. You in the group chat. You know the login. Go check my DM whenever you want to. And even in the when we got into marriage, like there was still some who you with, where you going, what you doing. And I was like, I owe you that. And I undermined myself a little bit. Like I owe
agree.
you.
I agree.
I owe you too much of this to the point to where like, am I doing too much now? Like, you know. And I was like,
I've definitely done too much before, and I know it.
Yeah.
And I've told her. Go ahead.
I did the most, and I was like, and then I fell back too much. Like, to the point where I think the dynamic shifted from a healthy amount of trust to unhealthy, to where I kind of felt like I was such a horrible person. Let me just be submissive and lowly because I need you to know that I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the motivation was right, but it got to the point where it's like, all right, look, like I will do whatever I got to do for the rest of my life to earn your trust, to where you never question when I leave this house. But we've been in this way for a couple of years, and I've let this be unhealthy because of shame and guilt I felt.
Right.
So I'm not going to walk in shame and guilt. But I'm also going to keep the same amount of,
because I'm also
health
losing
and
my
honesty.
strength at that.
I'm losing my manhood now.
Yeah, I can't do that.
And it wasn't because of her. She didn't do anything.
You just overcorrecting.
I overcorrected because of shame and guilt.
Yep.
And part of that can be done in a healthy. The Bible says godly sorrow leads to repentance.
Yep.
Right. So I added some additional sorrow on top of that.
Yeah.
And
I think I've done that too.
Yeah. So, but the honesty in it, we live by this policy of brutal honesty.
Us too.
You know what I'm saying? To the point to where like we
feelings gonna get hurt.
Feelings gonna get hurt.
But I'm still here.
We're gonna talk. We not hiding nothing. Something rubbed me the wrong way. We gotta find a way to speak on it. And and if there's something in your life I can't see, something is definitely wrong. That's not a red flag. That's an encroach. Something is wrong.
That's a problem. That's a violation.
You know, that's a violation. Like, ding, who's that? It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, this so-and-so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
To the point to where after a while of doing that, ding, we ain't got no questions no more.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying? So getting over the offense of, why you asking who's calling me?
Right.
Well, why can't I ask who's calling me?
Right.
We had to work on that for a season.
That's a fact.
And got that out the way.
And,
bro, if y'all, oh my bad, go ahead.
And so, you know, this is to you guys, fellas.
Let me see if you're finna go where I was going.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You know, fellas, if y'all done messed up, don't get mad. You can't get mad if your girl got a million questions for you.
I said I'm sorry though.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, if you messed up and now your phone's still ringing and she want to know who that is, or where you going, who you hanging out with,
what time you coming back?
right. You cannot be upset. All you can do is answer. If you're there with her, yes, babe, give her a kiss. And then go ahead and do what you're gonna do. But you can't get mad.
You can't get mad.
You can't get mad.
Especially when you messed
When you
up.
dug the hole you trying to climb out of.
Right.
Or you didn't dig, you did everything right. But the woman you committed to come with some baggage.
You getting punished for somebody else's crime.
You getting punished for somebody else's crime.
that happens.
Now, because she's coming with a trust deficit.
Yep.
Right.
It's not your responsibility. This is what somebody else said. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
If you choose to
If
sign
you
up.
choose.
And that's what I was going to say.
If you say I'm here with you.
Please finish that because that needs to be finished.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. If you don't want nobody asking you these things, getting in your way of freedom, if you will, don't sign up.
Don't
Yeah,
sign up.
it's a whole lot of freedom in being single.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you want.
Go get that.
You want all that
Yeah.
space and
Yep.
all the freedom. You
Yep.
don't want no questions
Yep.
being asked.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, be single.
You got the choice.
But don't sign up for something like marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
And then in turn,
That's a team effort.
Yeah, and
then
then in
get mad
turn
when you
you
don't
do
get single
you do
benefits.
something, and then now it's a problem because now you got to answer.
You got to be accountable
Now
to someone.
you're being accountable. You know you got questions that you got to answer, and you got to answer them correctly.
Absolutely.
You can't be mad at that.
No, you can't.
And and unfortunately, it may last longer than you want it to.
It may.
It's going to probably.
That's why you should know this woman that you with.
Right. You got to know who you with.
And
It's a meeting of the things, right? Marriage is a death to self and the birth of us. So there is things you need to do for them that you don't want to do past when you think you should.
Yep.
And vice versa. There are things that they need to do for you. Did they, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Man, Show Baraka said the best line on one of his songs, bro, about marriage. I love this joint because a lot of people treat marriage like a 50-50.
Yeah.
It's not.
that's because of the songs and stuff, man.
You ain't
Yeah, it's you do this, not do this.
50-50 love.
No, it's
I
none of that.
ain't
is
gonna
true.
sing that verse, but the 50-50 love.
But none of it's true. Like it's false.
Yeah.
Show Baraka said, if anything, we should model our great hero. Always give 100%, expect 0. That line, so when you hear that first, it's like, ooh, no, that ain't,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Something. Right.
But it's like, if you are committed to somebody who believes that exact same thing,
Y'all looking out for each other.
Right.
You got each other's back.
when
Right.
you going all the way for them, they going all the way
Absolutely.
for you, and it's not a transactional joint to where like I did this, therefore you should.
Absolutely.
It's like I'm doing this because I said yes, and I'm committing to you.
We came to this game to win as a
win.
team. As
win.
a team.
Right.
So what I look like not being able to go in huddles with you
Right.
and talk about why I missed this layup
Right. Yeah.
or why, how we gonna win like
How
that?
we gonna win? We can't win if you pick up your ball and go home middle of the game.
We can't.
You know
we
what I
can't.
mean?
And we gonna let's move to football. We gonna get hit out here.
Yeah.
This is part of it.
Yeah.
But are we trying to get up and win? Or are we sitting and crying on the field and fussing with each other in the in the locker room? What are we doing?
Yeah.
How we win?
And do you have a coach who can tell you why that play didn't work?
That's what God comes
And
in.
Do you have a coach?
And a lot of times, I think even in relationships, I know with ours, we didn't have a coach.
But
and
that's where
because-
God comes in.
Well,
go
so
ahead.
God is great as a coach, but sometimes you need a physical coach.
I'm not mad at that.
You know,
Nope,
sometimes
not
you know,
Wise
and
counsel.
right. And so for us, because I was married before, my wife was married before, and so you taking all of that and you trying to put something. You got two people that are hurt.
Yeah.
With different
You got-
playbooks.
Yes.
Yes.
And different playbooks. And not only are we dealing with the fact that I'm hurt, she's hurt, we're bringing kids into this who are also hurt.
And trying to raise them up.
I'm gaining 2 daughters that I've never had to. I never had girls before. My wife is gaining a son.
Never had
Never had a boy before.
The 2 daughters that I was able to gain, they've seen stuff. They've been through stuff. My son at the time, he's been through stuff. And so when you're taking all of this stuff and all of these hurt people, because really that's what it is.
Dump them in a house.
Because everybody is hurt. You put them in a space together, and now you all have to coexist. How does that work?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, now you bring in 2 other kids they haven't experienced any of that, who are just the lights of the house. But you taking all of that, and so for us, it took us. We had to find a physical coach.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Because at the end of the day, for us, all the praying that we were doing, and it could have been because we was praying wrong. A lot of times, as couples, and when we praying, we talking, are we praying correctly?
Absolutely.
Lord, please change her. Lord, please fix her. Because she, Lord, please. And
If she would just Jesus.
yeah, if she would just listen to me.
Right.
But so
This
sometimes.
woman you gave me, Lord.
No, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes, man, you got to
Get a problem
get.
from the beginning.
Yeah,
That woman you gave me.
You got to get a coach, man, and you have to get a
You
coach.
right.
And so we actually went in, and it was crazy how we found, we had marriage counseling,
Yeah, big facts.
and really good guy. It's him and his wife, and we stumbled across him one morning, man, on YouTube.
Come on, man.
We caught one of the things, and we knew that we needed counseling.
Yeah.
For me,
That's good that y'all both knew too.
because
it ain't always like that.
One of my issues was, I knew we needed counseling. She was doing all the work to find the counselors.
Okay.
So at the time, we're doing the virtual thing. So we hop on one of the calls, and I tell dude off top, I said, listen, man, I'm just going to be honest with you. I know we need counseling. My issue is this. A lot of times I feel as though y'all listen to the women all the time. I don't listen to the men.
I've heard that before.
That's just my, and that's been my experience.
That's the brand you had.
Right. And that was one of the experiences that I've had. And so, oh, nah, man, you ain't got to worry about that. So we going. My wife is talking. I don't know how many words I got in on that session. At the end of that session, he said, well, how do you feel? I said, man, you did exactly what I said you was going to do. I said, I ain't get a chance to say anything, and you heard my wife the whole time. Well, okay, so next time, I will make sure that you're going to be able to have. And I was like, all right, cool. As soon as we got off that call, I said, look, nah, babe, I'm done with that.
Right.
I'm done. So it got to the place to where we found somebody that we were both comfortable with, and that we knew that we could have the conversation and be transparent about it.
Okay.
And that wasn't going to take sides, whether it was, him and his wife didn't take sides, whether it was coming from a man's standpoint or a woman's standpoint. But at the end of the day, they made sure that they were honest.
Yeah.
And I think that's, sometimes then we need counseling.
It was him and his wife?
Him and his wife.
Awesome. And see, that's part of what we was talking about last time. The experience that you went through,
Yes.
you were able to, so God worked it out to where
Yeah.
people could be his hands and feet.
Counseling is key, man. The mentorship piece. One of the things, and I want to get into, and got about 20 minutes left. What are some things you absolutely have to do or committed to doing to make it work? And what are some things that you absolutely will not do? But before yes, you got to have, we can separate sometimes God, and we can make God spiritual, mystical ideas and then practical real. And I think that's, if people misunderstood what you said, they can take that. I think you got the perfect example in God, right? Christ comes and shows up and says, hey, follow me. He's like, he's rabbi. You're going to apprentice under me. I'm going to mentor you and show you what life is like. And literally, God said do that in the physical, right?
Yeah.
And so now that Christ is ascended and said, y'all keep this up, you just keep it going with other people who have been down the road. Right. And God is not less involved in that. You're following God's word. And if somebody tells you to do something counseling wise is outside of God's word, you're like, nah, I ain't doing that because I can't do that.
Yeah.
But, so one of the things me and Tia did, because we wanted examples of family, marriage, parenthood, life that were, we both have different brokenness and baggage we're coming into, right? And we said, I want to see somebody that's 25 years down the road.
Yeah.
They together.
Yeah.
Kids love them. They love the Lord. What did y'all do?
Yes.
And so we started getting old friends.
Good. Wise counsel, man.
Listen, what did y'all do? Y'all 25 years down the road. The kids love you.
Yes.
Y'all love each other. I'm not saying that there's a formula to copy, but I want to know what y'all did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what we started to do, man. And we started following in the footsteps of people and looking at them and like, hey, man, what do we do when we hit this type of roadblock? So that helped out a lot.
So my pastors now, the wife was married before and had sons. And so he came in the picture. They're married. And so they only have those two sons. But those two sons love him like they love him probably more than a child loves their own father.
Got it.
And not only do they love him, both of them are heavy in the word.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so for me, when we went over there and talked to them, and because I inherited two daughters when I got married. And so for me, my question was, what is it that you did? So, so to go back to because I want to know what it takes to be successful, not only in marriage, but even in relationship with my children. And whether they are, whether they came from me or not,
They're yours.
they're mine.
Yep.
And I need to know, what does it take? What is it that I need to do as a father to make sure that my girls know that I'm dad and love me like dad, in spite of all the stuff that they've had to deal with their own biological father? What is it that I asked him, I said, how is it that you came in here and these two boys right now that are grown, one is here at the church serving, music minister, left the church where he was getting paid good money, is coming here with you. And the other son would be here, but because his wife's in the military, stationed somewhere else, he's not here. Right. What is it that you did? Yeah, because for me, it's about asking questions.
Yeah.
And if there's a model that's there, that's working, is successful, let me use that model instead of trying to make and create one on my own, where I'm going to fail if it is that I'm trying to create something. It's not always going to be successful because I'm trying to create it.
Yeah.
If there's one that's here that works, let me use that model. And so to piggyback off of your saying of what you said, yes, find you some people. Find you some old people that have been married 40, 50 years.
Don't be around there hanging out with single friends on a regular basis. What is the problem?
And we talked about this stuff. Bro. And then I wanna go to we've been answering it the whole time. I really ain't gotta ask it, but I just wonder if you had a thing to close on, I want that. But we talked about it, man. Like one of the things that burned us up was like hearing all this viral relationship advice and like listening to people so their relationship advice is killing it, right?
Yeah.
And when you come from generational brokenness passed on to generational brokenness,
homes,
and what I'm saying, marriages destroyed and all that, at a point where you don't even know what a household looks like. Somebody comes along with something that sound right.
Sound real smart.
That sounds smart. Yep. I ain't seen it work, so maybe that's it.
Yep.
Bro, like the jump beat,
And not only sounds right, but has a whole bunch of likes.
Whole bunch of likes. So we saw the jump, man.
What is this, the red pilling and blue pill stuff that's going on now?
Man, I don't even know, dog. Like I be seeing clips. And that one that was in my head, we had the conversation that we was gonna talk about this one day, was that jump. My man said, you gotta make $100,000, be in your 30s or something like that. Make $100,000, have knocked down at least 30 women, have like 30 bodies behind you. And like he just had all these metrics of, and then after that, you're ready for marriage. And I was like, when has that worked for you?
They got a lot of followers.
Bro, everybody's like, yeah, that's smart. And I'm
this
like,
is one of those like podcasts. I ain't gonna name no names.
Yeah, one of them joints. Yeah, one
I
of
know
them
exactly what you're talking about.
And I was like, bro, like, you got to stop listening to people who don't have healthy relationships about how to have healthy relationships.
Because they didn't even explain the herpes part, did they?
He had to get it checked up after he shot that jump.
No STD conversation.
None whatsoever.
Zero, bro. And then we're not even gonna talk about what a lot of these line artists are throwing out there.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Let me back up and be non-judgmental.
Got the women even questioning what they should be. But go ahead.
Right, but a lot of the artists are speaking from their reality, right? So if it's a broken reality, the good art comes out with broken content. Sometimes
they ain't talking about the crabs though, did
they? Didn't order her. They ain't talking about either one of them.
Crabs.
They did not, bro. I've seen zero viral clips about
they still out there.
They still growing.
They still growing. Them joints still biting.
They still out there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The content that comes out, if it perpetuates hurt,
yeah,
and broken homes,
it's not it.
And debauchery,
it's not
like, what do we expect the outcome to be? And but people are clinging for so we just want to throw something out there to say, hey, we've lived a little bit of life. We're not done yet. We got a long way to go.
Yep.
But enough to say, hey, this is working for us. As hard as it is, as committed as we are, the benefits and the joy and the homes that we're building is working. Jesus was right. Yep. Do these things and it works.
Works out.
So what are some things, or maybe one or two, that you absolutely are committed, come hell or high water, to do and committed to not do to continue to make your marriages work? Because we didn't want to say we made it. We haven't made it.
No,
we still working.
Humanity can happen at any. We're human, and at any time, the potential for everything to fall apart is still there.
Absolutely.
Listen,
So we're making it work.
Right.
But we haven't made it. And here's the other thing. I think it's beautiful that I say this I preach sometimes. One of the things that make marriage so beautiful is that my wife has the option every day to leave me, and I have the option every day to leave her.
Yes.
And every day we wake up and choose each other again.
That's good.
So that's the beauty of it. We have committed, but there's some things that make you that you commit to say, I'm going to do this.
I can answer this.
So yeah, give me the one or two things.
I promise you, JB, I'm not going to take a long time. Okay. But yes, we're still working on it. I still feel like I'm building my trust back, but we good. we are good. These are the three things that I would say. First
You
of
said
all,
three. Did you say 3 or 2?
I said 1 or 2, but just like,
Hey, with the 3. Okay.
did he say three?
no.
He said four. Oh, okay. All right. Honesty, first and foremost. Transparency, honesty. Can I put that all in one?
Yeah, bro.
Got that in one. Okay, transparency and
7,
honesty. Because I'm only going to do 3. I got 3 in mind. I know you said 2. Transparency and honesty is important because if I'm going to continue walking it out with this person, you don't even want, let's not even say wife. If I had a friend, you don't even want to be a friend with somebody that you question what they're saying to you.
Right.
Or what direction they're gonna go in. Because I became a friend to you because of who I thought you were. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So that's why truth and honesty is important, because you know that I'm showing up as the person that made you stay here. Get what I'm saying? So that's first and foremost.
That's a good line.
Secondly is communication. Mm-hmm. Communication through the good and the bad. Mm-hmm. Don't leave anything to fester. Yeah. Like if I made a mistake or I did something wrong to her, we do it before nightfall, before it gets dark. We sit and we talk about it and we get to the bottom of it and we figure this thing out. Because if I just take an I'm sorry and keep it moving, there could be something festering in her.
There's a cancer there that needs to get identified early in stage 1.
That's it. So that's why communication is important. The honesty piece is important because when we communicating, if I did something wrong, the only thing that's going to make you kind of be like, okay, I'm going to take that. Like you were saying, I'm going to put it all on the table to where I'm willing to sacrifice whatever information to make sure you're good. Mm-hmm. So the transparency, honesty, communication, and you also got to be willing to go through the turbulence.
Transparency, honesty.
That's 3. Wait, that was 1.
And
transparency and honesty was 1, JB.
I ran out of fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, you just got to be.
Go ahead. No, finish.
Okay. No, y'all, you got to be willing to ride no matter how much turbulence or not. All right. You got to be ready to ride because life is rough. Yeah. But it's always better. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. It's always better with a good teammate, JB. My bad. This ain't part of the question. I just wanted to say that it's better with a teammate. Mm-hmm. Like, I know you want to be single. Cool. But when life start happening, if you know you got somebody with you can muscle through that with, that's what it's about. But otherwise, that's all I got.
Anything you commit to absolutely not doing?
Divorce is not an option for me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if divorce isn't an option for me, I'm willing to do whatever I got to do to keep things together. Mm-hmm. So I'm not willing to do it. I'm going to deny myself and my urges before I deny my marriage.
Yeah.
So there is that. I signed up for it. I'm about to do this.
Yeah. I got you, bro.
And that's how I feel like she is too.
Much respect.
Yep.
Good stuff. Jay, what you got?
Yeah, same thing he said.
All right. So seven things you would do.
That's it. Yeah.
13.
Right. But definitely my wife and me and Talisha, we had this conversation. Well, divorce is not an option. No. Divorce is not, we've committed to each other that, we've had arguments to where.
No.
Yeah. We've had arguments to where, and for me, if I'm mad, everybody in the house knows I'm mad.
Really?
I have nothing to say.
Okay. All right.
Like, I'm tight.
Gotcha.
JB voice stayed the same when he happy or sad.
Jay crazy, right?
Yeah. And I gotta, but
so they're like
but for me,
the same mad as happy. We ain't tripping.
But for me, that's something I have to work on.
Yeah.
I've got to work on that.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Divorce is not an option, and we've had these conversations to where, we've been upset at each other, whatever, and we will sit down and be like, well, what do you want to do? Well, what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm not going nowhere.
So how do we deal with this?
I'm not going nowhere, and neither are you. So now what are we going to do?
and Craig said it. You can go somewhere, but I'm coming.
There you go. There you go.
So what are we going to do? So for us, we've decided divorce is definitely not an option.
Yep.
And then the flip side is, at the end of the day, we're choosing to love each other regardless. Mm-hmm. And however, whatever that looks like, we just have to work it out. It's never, we've never been to that place to where it's looked bad. Like we've had such, it's looked bad, but not to the point to where it's nothing that we can't get through. And I think ultimately, if you can commit to that person that you're married to, you commit to them. And, she tells me this a lot of times. In marriage, you have to become selfless.
That's true.
Once you become selfless, then everything else is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're watching each other's back at this point.
Because that goes for both people.
Absolutely.
Because if they're both selfless, at the end of the day, they both have each other in mind, and they're going to do whatever needs to, get done. So yeah,
I think that's what makes strong communities too. By the way, fact. We fight for community. Get the family straight. But go ahead.
I think the quote was from I think it's C.S. Lewis, but I think I heard somebody questioning that the other day. So I don't know, but like humility is not thinking less of yourself; it's thinking of yourself less.
That's good.
So, I mean, agreed, man. Like I think for me, things I commit to doing. I obviously agree with everything you guys. I think the first thought, man, is loving. For me, I commit to loving my woman the way that she wants to be loved.
It's good.
And so, like, I forget his name, Dr. Gary's 5 love language, right? It's what how does she understand what love in her dialect, right? It's for her, it's quality time and a gift says I love you without me saying a word at all. For me, I need words of affirmation and physical touch. So give me a hug, tell me I'm great. I don't need a gift.
Good to go.
You know what I'm saying? I can give her a hug and tell she's great. She's like, she didn't hear any of that.
Right.
My wife. She need a gift and she needs to sit on the couch and watch.
And watch something.
Watch one of your little dumb shows.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe. Love you. And
Not the last one we watched.
not the last one. I like that was good. That was fantastic. You pick great shows, babe.
Lifetime. Amazing.
Stop it, man. Lifetime might be a sponsor. Chill. We didn't already cut off TJ, man.
You're right.
But nah, it's so realizing, and again, like this is something I still screw up because autopilot is pushing on her to receive love the way I get it.
Yep.
I said the words. I came for a hug. Yep. Like that's all I need. But like so hey man, I have to get you a gift, not because my wife is in no way materialistic. In order to be with me, with all the stuff that we've risked to make this work, we didn't have a lot of money.
Right.
So if she was materialistic, she would have been out.
And we got you.
But she is the gift isn't about that. It's about that's how I interpret love.
Yeah.
And in a non-healthy way. Thanks, Josh. So so making sure so fellas, love your lady the way that she receives it.
That's good.
Yeah. Ladies, love your fella the way he receives it.
That's good.
And in a way that still honors you.
Yep.
But takes care of them.
That's good.
Both and not either or.
Hey,
I gotta work on that.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Me and Talisha were talking the other day. Fathers, a lot of times, fathers get the short end of the stick, just to switch subjects.
It's factual.
Father's Day. For a lot of fathers, Father's Day sucks. For me, it was good, though.
My Father's Day is great.
She made a good point.
Yeah.
For women that grow up in households without fathers, they don't know what to do or how to celebrate fathers when they become women.
That's
become
good.
wives.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't either until she said it.
That's big wisdom.
She grew up without her dad.
Yeah.
That's big wisdom.
So she didn't really know, what do you do come Father's Day?
Right. I know how to take care of your birthday.
Yeah. But for Father's Day,
I didn't know what to do come Father's Day.
That's good.
Yeah. So I just want to throw that out there. So
I don't know.
That's big wisdom, man.
That is
because all right. So we'll put it like this. My wife, I was picking with her because for the first time in history, we just didn't do anything for my birthday. My birthday's a big thing.
yeah, I think
You heard about that?
we talked about it.
Okay, once or twice. So I wasn't salty. Yes, I was.
He was tight.
And went out to PF Chang's. I love Chinese food. That was great. But like, I didn't get it. And gifts not my love language. But I know that's hers. I was like, if you was thinking about it, you would have. So it didn't even cross my mind. I was trying not to make it a thing, and I brought it up. But for Father's Day, I came in the house. I just preached 2 sermons, tired, and my kids they had written little handwritten cards. and the cards all had candy bars stuck to them, and they were like, "You're a Eminem, amazing dad,
Gotcha.
and I love you to Reese's Pieces, even when you being extra." Wait a minute, like, but all that, and
Oh yeah, they right.
stop, and it meant the world, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, 50-cent candy bars and some
It's
handwritten.
being thought about, man.
I was like, I need nothing else. I'm good. However, I need y'all to take me to the movies too to make up for the birthday. Other than that, and we went and saw The Flash. But it's for me, it's loving the way they want to be loved. I'd say one thing about what I commit to not doing, because divorce is not an option. That was from the jump. Like we are not going to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. On the other thing we commit to doing is my wife and I committed from the beginning, and she set the path for this. Is that Christ is the center of everything and all things, and a commitment to His word, a commitment to Him and what He said, and now we are.
You know why that's good? Because it's going to keep her from cursing him out.
That's true.
He has not effectively done that yet. But we're praying, we're believing that the Lord's going to step in and stop.
It's a process.
We're going to stop the verbal.
You messing up now.
The closer you get to Him, the less.
Blur my face out, Josh.
Yeah, get him out of here.
But we commit to that, and we're actually working on recalibrating spiritual disciplines in the house, like fasting and Sabbath. Shout out to John Mark Homer. So what I commit to not doing as we wrap up, as we're done, definitely divorce not an option. But the other thing, man, it was really big for me. I was addicted to pornography way before marriage. Like, I haven't looked at a thing in marriage, haven't cheated on my wife, none of that stuff.
Yep.
But that was a big, when I came to Christ, putting black and miles aside, stop smoking, stop looking, all that was easy. Stop looking at pornography.
Porn is something serious.
That had its clutches
I had the same issue
in me.
Absolutely.
And my mind, I couldn't sleep or think, but it was always in my mind, and retraining my mind. So eventually when that got out of my life, again, post-marriage, I'm really proud of that. I committed to, I am never looking at anything pornographic ever again.
Nice. Good.
You got to get on social media, cuz.
Huh? Listen, if something pops up,
Swipe.
there's a quick swipe, and it's to the point where like I'll follow like a news page or a hip hop page, or whatever, and they start throwing too many cheeks in there. I'm like, unfollow, block, or block this post. Don't put this type of post in my feed.
That's good.
So I'm on some joint while because they pay attention when you slow down on the scroll.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
So I swipe quick or I go, but then I'm like, what if my kid picks up my phone? Now I'm gonna block this. I don't want them to see.
I don't even get on Instagram. Cheeks.
It's
galore.
it's everywhere. But it comes up less and less and less because I stay tapped into the culture.
Yeah.
But I refuse to look or read certain things.
That's
There's
good.
things I don't want in my eyes.
That's good, bro.
Or in my ears. If we're at the movies, and I try not to go see movies where I know there's going to be a scene that pops up. Because it never helps the story. You never have to include that to help the story. But if a sex scene pops up, I close my eyes, I cover my ears, I pull my hoodie up, or I leave the theater, or I don't come back. I refuse. If we're watching something on TV and something pop, I'm fast forwarding or I'm skipping the episode. I'm no longer interested in knowing how the story resolves. I refuse to put anything in my eyes and in my ears.
Can I pause you for 1 second?
Yeah.
Because some people may feel like that's extreme in this day and age.
And it is.
And it may
Go ahead, I'm sorry. Make your point. My bad. I jumped in.
It may be extreme, but you know that has been a struggle for you. You get what I'm saying? That's almost like if I know I'm an alcoholic or I know that I used to snort, I'm not finna go up to the trap.
Right.
I'm not finna go up to the ABC store and hang out. I know it's a problem.
And if it works for you,
No matter. So,
you're not.
I just wanted to say that.
And you're not telling everybody else to do it, but that works for you.
That's you.
Well, I'm not telling everybody else to do it. But I'm not saying if you don't do this, you're this type of person. I'm not saying
Right.
that. I am saying that what goes in your eyes and your ears,
Very important.
it stays there.
Absolutely.
So there
You
is
doesn't have to ask permission.
there is no benefit I can see to you watching a sex scene in the movie.
Right.
I'm not judging.
There's no benefit.
There's no benefit.
You don't get no tips or no pointers or nothing.
None. I'm killing it out here. I'm good already. We're great.
right. We good. We need no more training.
But I don't see a benefit to it.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
Me personally, the stance I take is I'm out. I'm like, I'm gonna be the weird dude, and I'm gonna take it to the extreme.
And they asking what works for us in our marriage. So there you go. Okay.
It keeps my mind together because I don't want anybody on my mind that way but my wife.
Gotcha.
Period.
That's good right there.
That's good, man.
That's
You can get a lot of good emails about this.
yes,
I
sir.
just want the brownie points. I just want to go home to the wife and like, babe, you on my mind for a reason.
That's
How
it.
much time we got left?
We done. But Josh is saying, please stop.
Can we tell our wives that we love them?
Bro, go ahead, go for it. Forget what Josh said. Do that.
Yeah, Josh, I'm sorry, bro.
Just
But
go ahead.
Vanillette, I love you, babe. Okay? This show's for you.
See how his voice dropped? He wanted her to
Yeah.
And then when I leave here, I'm going to John and them house. I'm going to call.
No. Go ahead. I'm done.
Who you? Hey, babe, Talisha, babe, you know I love you. I'm on the way. You know, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna FaceTime you anyway. But you know I love you.
Yeah.
Big Ty. You know.
No, don't do the nigga.
I love you, babe.
You got to take
How you mess up the ending? Let me drop my voice.
Go ahead.
Hey, babe, listen.
Sound like a Boys to Men song in the middle. Go
You know I
ahead.
love you, babe. You know. You already know.
You like bubbles?
You like
Make a bubble bath. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
Episode 4 in the books, man. Do all the things and follow the stuff. Love y'all. Thanks. Hey, man, thank you so much for watching this episode. Do me a favor. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go to the show notes, do all the things, and let us know what you're feeling because we'd love to hear from you. Appreciate you.